stuck and stagnant in life is something that is fairly common. I know I've been there, and it's okay. It is totally okay. But the thing that you have to know is you have to know it's okay to reinvent your life. It's okay to do something different. It's okay to want something different for your life. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 8 micro tips that will help you reinvent yourself seamlessly and effortlessly. Let's hop in. Have you ever felt stuck in life and you were just simply looking for a way to reinvent yourself? You might be at a space where you're like, this job is not working anymore. I don't like this degree I have. I don't like how I look. I want my life to look totally different. Like, we live one life, so it's okay to spice it up, guys. And sometimes you just have to go ghost and just pop out and be whoever you want to be. So first things first is you have to set solid goals. And what these goals would look like is you have to figure out who you want to be. What exactly do you want? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to look different? Do you want to have a different kind of lifestyle? Do you want a different signature scent? Like, really get down to the nitty-gritty details of what you want and set the goals and expectations for that up front, so you can be able to look back and figure out if you're on track for what you're trying to achieve. Tip number 2 is going to be, you're going to do a SWOT analysis on yourself. And I know when you think SWOT analysis, it definitely takes you back to school. Like, I really want you to sit down and make a chart. And it's going to be your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Really sit down and analyze yourself. And then I want you to take a look at your weaknesses, and I want you to take a look at your threats. Figure out, is it a way that you can strengthen your weaknesses, and figure out if there's a way that you can mitigate your threats. And that is just honestly as simple as doing some inner work on yourself, but you gotta be real with yourself to get to the place that you're trying to get to. Tip number 3 is going to be learn new things. I don't know if you guys listen to Tony Gaskins, but he is very big on working on your 3 B's, which is your brain, brand, and body. Always be taking in new information, and new information doesn't mean like it has to be academia. This can be as simple as, reading, self-help books. Like we just did the SWOT analysis and the step before. If there is something that you need to work on, maybe you should be reading books on how you can actually begin to work on those things. You could be taking courses to help you learn new things. And that doesn't have to be like some crazy course. It can be as simple as doing a cooking class with a friend or by yourself, like, so you can learn how to cook healthy meals for yourself. Easy way to take in new information is we have YouTube, we have TikTok. Like, there's so much informative information on the internet, but honestly, you have to be able to filter and make sure if it's actually credible, because I don't know, sometimes you can get on the internet and just run with it, but make sure you're taking in credible information and learning new things, enriching your mindset. Tip number 4 is going to be build a solid circle. Sometimes the people who have been around us the longest, they're not going to resonate with where you're trying to go, honestly. And you cannot take everybody with you. I was literally just talking to one of my friends here lately, and it's like a grieving process to figure out, like, you want better for yourself, but other people don't want those same things out of life. So you can't force them. You can't take them with you. So building a solid circle around yourself may be you have to get out and find new friends, or you can even honestly talk to people online, because I honestly feel like talking to strangers, which sounds so crazy because when you're a child, your parents definitely say stranger danger, but talking to strangers on the internet is a lot more supportive than talking to people you actually know. Like, you can post a video on TikTok and you'll get the most loving and supportive comments, people going through the same thing in your comment section. So even if it's simple as finding you like an online tribe or community, or find a blog to where you can kind of just converse with people back and forth, they can DM you, build a solid community around you. Because honestly, throughout this journey, you're gonna need support from like-minded people. And you can't do that with people who aren't on the same page as you, because obviously you might tell them, oh yeah, I wanna do this, I wanna do that. And they're like, do you think you can really do that? Or such and such did this, it didn't work out for them. Or they just start being negative Nancy, and it's like, you can't have negative Nancy's around you when you're trying to move into a different place in life. Number 5 is to develop a solid routine. And when I say routine, you have to think about the routine of your higher self. What does their lifestyle look like? What does their routine look like? Having a solid routine can help you actually begin to build habits. And the thing about having a routine is It's something that you automatically do. It's something that you know you do. It's like I wake up at 6, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I go to the gym. Like if you do this every single day, you know this is what I'm doing next. This helps you have discipline, because honestly, throughout times in life, you're going to be emotional, your stuff is going to waver, stuff is going to happen. You're not going to always be motivated to do the right thing or do what you're supposed to be doing. But if you have a solid routine, you can fall back on the discipline that you have for this routine and these habits that you've built up to continue doing this even when you're in a rut. And also, when you think about having a routine or having habits, you can honestly start to begin to stack your habits in certain areas so you can make sure you're getting everything done. For example, I'm reading this book called The Mountain Is You, and it's all about like self-sabotaging, and I really want to be more organized and have a tidy space, because when my environment is chaotic, my brain is chaotic, and then I don't get anything done that I need to get done because it's just like a distraction. So something that I've been doing lately is I've been trying to make sure I clean up after myself all the time. And what I do to habit stack during this time is I've been listening to the book on my AirPods, the Pro Maxes, the big ones. And it's just like I just be in my own zone and I get so much done while I'm taking in new information, like I said before, by reading this book. So learn and to figure out what habits you can actually stack on top of each other, and then that way you're getting more done. Tip number 6 is going to be visualization. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know like I'm super big on like visualization. Like you gotta figure out where you wanna be, and sometimes you gotta see stuff to believe it. Here on my channel, we are all about creating a life you love, but you cannot create a life you love if you do not visualize a life you love. So this even kind of goes back to setting the goals, but you have to visualize where you want to be. What does your house look like? What does your body look like? What does the car look like? What does your house smell like? What kind of candles are you using? What kind of spray are you using on your countertops? Or when you vacuum, are you putting the powder down when you vacuum? Like, what does that smell like? Get down to the nitty-gritty, get down to the detail. And then like you're setting the vibration up to accept that like it's gonna come true. Like I promise you, our mind is so powerful. Like if you see it and you believe it, it's gonna happen. So make sure you're seeing and believing positive stuff. Number 7 is you have to be adaptable in this life, and you have to know when to pivot. Life is crazy, things change, so you have to be able to be flexible, honestly. And honestly, you might get to a place where you're like, I've been going in this direction, but I don't think this is who I want to be. Let me change, let me pivot. And the thing is, it's okay to change. It's okay to pivot. You have to know exactly when to pivot, and pivot quick. Do not sit in something super long and you know you don't like that, or you know that's not where you want to be. Like, I think the older generation has kind of conditioned us to somewhat think like this. When I say this, when it comes to like the job market, like they're like, go to college, get you a good job, work till you're 65 and retire. And it's just like, it's no way in hell I can see myself working to 65. I barely can see myself working to 40. Like, and I'll be 30 next year, and I barely can see it most days. You have to know when it's time to pivot. So if you're at a job that you don't like, it's okay to start looking for new jobs. And even if it's in a new field, be brave enough, be bold enough to figure out what you need to do to make that pivot in life. Last tip is to celebrate all wins. Like, even if it's as tiny as you can. Like, I recently just got to 500 subscribers here on YouTube, and that's a big win for me. I know other people's channels like blow up and stuff like that, but I've been on YouTube for a nice little minute. But like, that's still a small victory for myself, so I celebrated that win. And it's like, it could be big or small, but make sure you are celebrating yourself for it. You have to be able to acknowledge, like, yeah, I said I was gonna do that, and I did it. Like, I even saw on TikTok, a girl was saying like her friend was being weird to her because she was saying she wanted to have a photo shoot for when she hit 1,000 followers, and her friend is just like, that's weird. But like, if it's your goal, it doesn't matter what other people think. Celebrate yourself. You can't wait for somebody else to celebrate you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.